It's been almost 5 years since we witnessed one of the most spectacular football events, the 2018 World Cup. Since then, a lot of things have changed. Another couple of major tournaments took place: Euro 2020, Copa America, and of course the World Cup in Qatar. Some of the former heroes have already hung up their boots, while some others stayed true to themselves. So let us remember the best players of the 2018 World Cup and have a closer look at their further careers. But before we get into it, we would like you to answer our question. Which one of these players scored the most goals in the World Cup finals? Pelé, Zidane, Mbappe, Messi? Feel free to leave your answers in the comments and get ready for watching. Mario Mandzukic. The experienced Croatian was among his national team's leaders back in 2018. Mario Mandzukic scored 3 goals throughout the tournament, among them the winner against England, which secured the first ever World Cup final for Croatia, as he also provided 3 assists to his teammates. Though Croatia lost to France in the final, Mario still became one of the symbols of his side's glorious campaign. Mandzukic was a Juventus player back then, as he had been signed from Atletico Madrid in 2015 and helped the Bianconeri win many domestic titles with his attacking presence and his spirit. In 2020, the striker moved to the Qatari side Al Duhail, but in January 2021, Mario made his return to Europe as he signed for the Serie A club AC Milan. Despite his age, Mario was still much of use for his new team, as his physique, skills, and experience were still there. However, recurring injuries were haunting the Croatian, so at the end of the 2021 season, he announced his retirement. His immeasurable impact both for Croatia and on the club level made him one of the biggest ever Croatian players, as fans won't soon forget Mario's determination, aerial presence, and driven play style. Ivan Perisic. The versatile winger Ivan Perisic played alongside Mandzukic and contributed to Croatia's success with his teamwork and dedication, as his 3 goals and 1 assist helped Croatia reach the final, where they were unfortunately beaten by France. Back in summer 2018, Ivan was playing for Inter Milan, the team that signed him from the Bundesliga side Wolfsburg for €19 million in 2015. Perisic was among the Nerazzurri's leaders, as his pace and the ability to play on both wings were creating lots of chances for his fellow attackers. After the World Cup, the Croatian stayed at Inter for 1 more season until he was loaned out to Bayern in summer 2019. After a season in Germany, Perisic went back to Inter to once again contribute to the team's results, both in domestic competitions and in Europe. In Qatar, Ivan once again had an impressive campaign with Croatia, as his national team won the bronze medals, while the winger made 4 goal contributions, thus helping his side make history yet again. Before the start of this season, Ivan joined Tottenham as a free agent, as the Spurs could do with another technically gifted skillful attacker. He has made 43 appearances for Tottenham in all competitions and made 13 goal contributions so far this season. Philippe Coutinho. The Brazilian talent was among the most important players for his national team at the 2018 World Cup, where he scored 2 goals and made 2 assists, as Brazil reached the quarter-final stage, where they were stopped by Belgium. Coutinho, the little magician, was playing for Barcelona at that time after he had moved from Liverpool in January 2018 for a mind-blowing sum of €135 million. During his spell in England, Coutinho made himself a name of a midfielder of great technique and creativity, able to create chances out of nowhere and score beautiful goals. After the World Cup, Coutinho remained a Barca player, though he never lived up to the high expectations and became a key player for the Blaugrana, so in 2019 he was loaned out to Bayern, where he had a fantastic season and helped his team win the treble. In 2020, Coutinho returned to Barcelona, but suffered a serious injury and had to miss the bigger part of the season. After he recovered, he still needed to regain his form, so Coutinho went on loan once again to Aston Villa, and was later signed on a permanent basis for €20 million. After an impressive start in the Premier League, the Brazilian tailed off and lost his place in the first 11, so now it is rumored that he's about to change clubs again this summer. Coutinho's current market value is €14 million, while he was as much as €90 million at the moment he joined Barca. Dear friends, before we go on, we'd like you to help us gain 5,000 followers. If you like our videos, please leave a like, subscribe, and don't forget to tap the bell button so that you don't miss our next video. Harry Kane. The Tottenham Academy product Harry Kane, one of the best English footballers of his generation, was the Three Lions' leading scorer back in 2018 as he scored 6 goals and won the World Cup Golden Boot. His attacking impact was among the reasons England reached the World Cup semi-final, which was their best result since 1990. At that moment, Harry Kane was already among the best strikers in the Premier League and in the whole world, as he had won a number of Premier League Golden Boot awards by 2018. After the World Cup, Harry remained the Tottenham leader and the key attacker for the Spurs, while he also kept showing his qualities as the England captain, as well as an active member of the anti-racism initiative. In 2021, the Three Lions reached the Euro final, which was decided by penalties and won by Italy. As for the recent World Cup in Qatar, England reached the semi-finals where they were beaten by France, while Harry Kane missed a penalty. As for the current season, Harry remains a Tottenham star striker, though his goals are still not enough to bring trophies to his club. Harry Kane's quality and professionalism have long been out of question, as every season he is among the Premier League Golden Boot contenders, while he is now England's best ever goalscorer with 55 goals to his name as well. Kane's determination and drive has already made him a role model and a legend for Tottenham fans, though Harry might need to change clubs at last if he wants to win something bigger than the Audi Cup. Romelu Lukaku. The striker Romelu Lukaku, both strong and technically gifted, was a crucial figure for Belgium on their way to the World Cup bronze in 2018. He scored 4 goals and proved himself to be not only a quality finisher but a clutch player as well. Back in summer 2018, Lukaku was playing for Manchester United, which wasn't his first English club, as Romelu had already played for the likes of West Bromwich and Everton before. After the Mundial ended, Lukaku stayed at Man United for one more season, as in August 2019 he was signed by the Serie A side Inter, where he spent his prime years and became one of the best strikers in the league, while leading his team to the long-awaited Serie A title in the 2021 season. In 2021, Lukaku made yet another return to the Premier League, as he was signed by Chelsea for €113 million. Despite all the expectations, that move ended up being a poor one, and the player himself admitted that in that very controversial interview he gave to Sky Sports. So in summer 2022, he was loaned out to Inter, where he scored 8 goals in Serie A so far. Luckily, Lukaku's poor run of form on the club level doesn't seem to affect his international performance. Though Belgium found no luck at the recent World Cup, Lukaku keeps scoring, as he is now Belgium's best ever goalscorer with 72 goals to his name. Thibaut Courtois. The world-class keeper Thibaut Courtois was a figure of great importance for Belgium at the 2018 World Cup, as his side won the bronze medals. That achievement has a lot to do with Courtois' impact throughout the tournament. His miraculous saves, his presence and his overall performance, which was awarded with a Golden Glove. At that time, Courtois was a Chelsea player, but later that summer Thibaut moved to Madrid for €35 million after having won many trophies with the Blues, including 2 Premier League titles. With time, he became a crucial player for Real Madrid, as the Belgian keeper has been the embodiment of quality and professionalism in recent years. His fantastic goalkeeping has won a number of trophies for Los Blancos, including 2 La Liga titles and, of course, that very Champions League. Thibaut Courtois still remains a key figure both for Real Madrid and his national team, with 101 international caps. He His height, reflexes, and solid performance on the line are his biggest strength and the reason why Thibaut is considered one of the best goalkeepers of our time. Kylian Mbappe. The brightest star of modern French football, Mbappe became a World Cup winner at the age of only 19, as he led the team to victory with his 4 goals, as he also became the youngest ever Frenchman to score at the World Cup. The impact Kylian made, when it mattered the most, helped France win the World Cup for the 2nd time in their history, while Mbappe was named the best young player of the tournament. At that moment, Kylian already was a PSG player and one of the most promising youngsters in the world. One to win both trophies and hearts with his magnificent football. After the World Cup, Mbappe kept scoring and winning games for PSG, to the delight of their fans. He won a number of domestic titles for the Parisians and was a crucial figure in Europe as well. Last year could have been marked with Kylian's long-anticipated move to Real Madrid, but the Frenchman ultimately decided to stay at PSG as he signed a new 3-year contract. I made my decision before calling Florentino Perez, and I called him because I respect him and Real Madrid. I think it was an important thing to do to let him know that I wasn't moving to Madrid. It went well as we were always on good terms. After that, I told PSG that I was staying. As for now, I don't think about the future, I think about the present, and my present is my new contract with PSG, Mbappe said. In Qatar, Mbappe once again carried France until the very end, but his 10-goal contributions wasn't enough to win the title that time, as Les Bleus were beaten by Leo Messi's Argentina in the final. This year, Mbappe has once again grown in stature as he was made the France captain, in addition to his PSG performance. His incredible pace, dribbling and goal-scoring instinct made him what he is, a big challenge for any defense. Antoine Griezmann. The Frenchman's performance at the 2018 World Cup made him one of the tournament's biggest stars. On his way to the final, Griezmann scored 4 goals and made 4 assists, thus becoming one of the most prolific players for France and winning the Bronze Ball award. Back in 2018, Antoine already was considered one of the best strikers in football, as he led Atletico to the Europa League victory in the 17-18 season. But his World Cup triumph surely made his name even bigger. After the World Cup victory, Griezmann stayed at Atletico for 1 more season, and in summer 2019 moved to Barcelona for 120 million euros. The Frenchman had his ups and downs and lacked consistency while at Barca, but in the end managed to make a decent impact at his new club. In 2021, Antoine made his return to Atletico Madrid on loan at first, and that move helped the Frenchman regain his prime form. Since then, Griezmann has been playing for Atletico, while his all-around impact has made him a figure of great importance and a team leader. I am at my level. I enjoy playing here at Atletico Madrid and I give my everything for the coach, admitted Antoine not that long ago. Griezmann's efforts are much appreciated at his national team as well. The former goal-scoring machine has become more of a midfield orchestrator recently, and not to forget about his defensive contribution that led France to the very last stage of the World Cup in Qatar, as he had made 3 assists throughout the tournament. The Frenchman's career is a prime example of determination and ambitions. Despite all the hard times and his age, Griezmann keeps going. He has made 29 goal contributions for Atletico this season, while his current market value is 25 million euros as per Transfermarkt. By the way, we have another video featuring Griezmann on our channel, the one about the most underrated footballers of our time, so feel free to check it out if you'd like to learn more about those who deserve more recognition. Eden Hazard. The Belgian winger Eden Hazard was considered one of the best attackers of his generation. Back in 2018, he was among the makers of Belgium's biggest ever World Cup success. That version of Hazard was the embodiment of pace, agility, pinpoint passing and leadership. The Belgian captain scored 3 goals and made 2 assists in that World Cup. He was doing his job when it mattered the most, and for that he was awarded with the Silver Ball. In summer 2018, Eden was playing for Chelsea and had already won a bunch of trophies, among them 2 Premier League titles. A year later, however, Eden Hazard left Chelsea for Real Madrid as he cost Los Blancos about 115 million euros. Hazard had quite an enthusiastic start at Real Madrid, but then had to suffer injuries which left him no chance to prove himself. Despite all his efforts, Hazard's prime form was nowhere to be found. As for now, Hazard is still a Real Madrid player, though it looks like we'll never see the dominant winger he once was. After the 2022 World Cup, Eden announced his retirement from international football after having made 126 appearances and having scored 33 goals for Belgium. His current market value is only 5 million euros, as Eden has nothing left to offer Carlo Ancelotti and the club. Luka Modric. The Croatian leader Luka Modric became the true symbol of the team's remarkable World Cup campaign in 2018. At that moment, he had already made himself a name of Real Madrid's midfield mastermind, but Luka's World Cup performance was without a doubt the peak of his glorious career. Not only did he demonstrate his elite quality, but also proved himself to be a model captain for Croatia. After a tough group stage, the Croatians had to endure more challenges in the knockout stage. Even though they were beaten by France, history was made in Russia that summer, as it was the first time Croatia reached the World Cup final. Luka's masterclass was awarded with the World Cup Ballon d'Or, which was a nice addition to his magnificent club career. 5 Champions League trophies, including the latest one in 2022. After the World Cup, Luka Modric got back to his duties as a Real Madrid leading midfielder. Later that year, the Croatian won the Ballon d'Or, the award that once again highlighted his outstanding display of quality for his national team. Years passed, but the Croatian's significance for both Real Madrid and his national team remains untouched, as his contribution deserves every praise. Luka Modric still remains a valuable figure for Los Blancos, one to inspire younger players with his example, his quality and consistency. Though his contract with Real Madrid expires this summer, it is believed that Luka will be given another one so that he stays at the club for one more season. The 2018 was a massive event for fans and footballers alike, the one to remember for years to come. Though it's been about 5 years since it ended, the majority of the above-mentioned footballers are still recognized as the brightest players of their generation. Their talent, passion and dedication is the prime example of the right attitude, hard work, power of will and, of course, love for football.